Hello there, this is CMOS, the Code Me Even Open Source podcast and video interview series. I'm your host, Gabor Sabu, and with me is Moyinoluwa Adeyemi. Hi.
Hi.
Please correct the pronunciation. I'm really bad at this, I think.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You tried.
Okay. So really welcome to the show. It has been some time. I was looking for you actually. I couldn't get a way to contact you. I was a little bit afraid of publicly talking on Twitter. So I really thank you for coming on the show. I understand that you are from Nigeria, right?
Yes, I'm from Nigeria.
So tell me a little bit about your background. How did you get to coding and to open source? And I saw these Google glasses on you, and quite a few things that I saw a couple of articles. So I would like to get some background about you.
Okay, so I studied computer science in university here, and while on campus, I got involved with the Google developer group in my school, and that had a couple of experienced students who were developers too, and then they tried to bring the rest of us into the field, and that's how I got started with programming seriously. And I was interested enough, so I took it up and I started learning it. And from then up to now, it has been about 3 years of getting into the field and working with it professionally. I'm through school now, and I'm a full-time Android developer based on what I picked up back in school.
Okay, so where do you work now? Are you employed somewhere?
Yes, I'm employed. I work at Swifter Systems in Nigeria. I'm an Android engineer there, and it's like a developer agency, although we are starting to have our own products now.
Okay, so I understand that most of the things is outsourcing, but you also have your own product now.
Yeah, well, we build apps for other companies, but we also are starting to have our own product now.
And are your clients primarily Nigerian?
Yeah, primarily
Nigerian.
Nigerian.
Okay.
Most of them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And your open source world. So when have you started to write open source code? Right in the university?
Well, not really. Of course, everybody has used open source code from other developers, but I think I started that actively after school. So I discovered that while programming for Android, sometimes I will need a couple of things, and I will end up using libraries written by other developers. And so after a while, when I got comfortable enough after my Android developer nano degree, I thought, why not contribute back to the society? And well, I started with a watch face. I contributed, I built a watch face for a tech community in Nigeria, and it was well received. So I thought, why not just continue and build more stuff? So most of the time now, when I write articles, I make sure I have source code to go along with it, and then I push that to GitHub, hopefully to help somebody somewhere.
So
sometime.
What is this watch face? I think I understand that it's some kind of a watch, right? I guess running Android.
Yeah, well, so a watch face is like it's not exactly a screensaver, but it's like building screensavers for Android web devices. Just that this tells the time in real time.
Okay.
So the open source one I built was an analog one for Radar. Radar is like a tech community, an online tech community in Nigeria, the biggest actually. And well, the logo kind of looked like a watch face already, so I thought, why not just make this into a watch face? And programming for Android Wear is not really common with developers in this region, so there was a lot of excitement because a lot of people were excited to learn about how to get started, which was what the open source code taught them.
So do you have an Android watch using this?
Yes, I have a Moto 360 first gen.
Okay.
first generation.
And
Yeah.
do a lot of people? So I understand that one of them was for the radar community, right?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
the first one,
Yeah.
and
The first one.
then you created one for speaking Yoruba.
Yeah, I did one for speaking in Yoruba.
So does it say allowed things or just
No.
writing?
It just no, just writing. Just tells the time and writes it out on the watch face.
Mhm. And do you think are there many people using it?
Okay, yeah, there's a bit of story around that because when I first created that, since a lot of people here were not used to Android wear devices, I got a lot of negative feedback. I was getting 1 stars on Google Play Store because people did not know how it works. They expected it to pop up on their phones.
Mhm.
So when I discovered that, I went and built another application that works on the phone too. So there are two applications now. There's the one for the web device, and then there's one for a normal Android phone. So even if you don't have an Android web device, you can still tell the time on your phone in Yoruba with
Okay,
the app. Yeah.
I understand. And are these both open source? The applications?
No, the Yoruba one is not open source, although I plan to open source the code that does the conversion because I did that myself. I talked to a couple of local speakers and I worked with them to get the translation from Yoruba to to the and to translate from the real time into Yoruba. So I'm going to open source that. I've not gotten around to doing that yet, but I plan to do that.
Okay, so let me try to understand this. What was the problem? What did you have to translate? I don't understand that part.
Okay,
You
so
you do you if I understand that you speak English and is it Yoruba you're also your mother tongue or
yeah, so I also speak Yoruba,
okay.
and what happens is a lot of people don't speak the language anymore, and then there's this fear about the language dying off. So I thought that was one way the watch face could help if it could teach at least people in my age group how to speak the language.
Okay.
So I take the time in Arabic, say it's 5:42, and then I translate it. And on the watch face, what you see is 5:42, but in Yoruba, not in English.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
so
so
you had to translate. So you had to translate the time to Yoruba. That's what
yes,
you're
I had
saying.
to write
Okay.
algorithms to translate the time to Yoruba.
You had okay. Is it difficult to say it in Yoruba? Is it different, very different from English?
Yeah, it's
The
a
order of the numbers or
yeah, the numbers are different. It's a lot different from English. But anyone that knows how to speak the language wouldn't have too much of a problem speaking,
okay.
telling the time with the app.
So do you, so for the one on regular Android phone, do you have a lot of
Yeah.
downloads there?
Well, I have up to 500 downloads now, although I am hoping that will sort of increase. But I
Okay.
have about 500 downloads.
Well, it's okay. I mean, I have no idea how many people would want to listen to this or read it in Yoruba, and that's gonna be and have Android phone and know about it, right?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
How can people know about it?
About the app,
Yeah.
well,
Do,
it's on the Google Play Store, so
oh,
anybody that wants it can go download it.
okay.
Although it's still called Yoruba Watch Faces, I don't know if that name is still correct since it's more than a watch face now.
Mhm.
But it's still called Yoruba Watch Faces on Google Play Store.
Do you have some way to encourage people to let each other know about it? So to create some kind of
Awareness.
a way to people to tell about it. So otherwise, I mean, how many people would look for it, right?
Well, not so much for now, but except you really needed it, I don't think you would think of it. But I've been doing a lot of publicity. So anybody I meet, I ask them, "Do you have this on your phone?" If they say no, you are going to download it immediately. But I've been doing a lot of word of mouth. But I guess I'll have to figure out how to improve that. But then it started as a side project. I didn't go all out thinking I was going to solve this problem. So I'd have to seriously think about how to promote it, how to promote the app.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I also saw another article from you. I don't know if it has more parts or only the first part about the face detection. And
Okay.
tell me about that one, please.
Yeah, okay. So very recently there was the Google Launchpad Summit in Nigeria by the Google Developer DevRel team, and one of the sessions was on machine learning with the Google APIs, and I thought that looks cool. After the presentation, I thought it was cool, so I had free time on my hands and decided to check it out, and it was quite interesting because at least for the face detection, there are three APIs for mobile developers, and I checked out the face detection one. It looked interesting. I went through the code lab by Google and tried to replicate it and then make it personal, build my own thing out of it. And then when I was playing around with it, I discovered how interesting it would be to take images, detect them, and then transpose other images on top of them. So I thought I have not seen any article about this before, apart from the official one from Google. So I thought it would be a good area to explore and write about.
Okay,
And then
I saw in the article that you had the faces and then you put
yeah,
eye patches on that.
yeah.
Did you do that programmatically, or did you put it manually and then was using the face recognition to recognize that there are eye patches there?
Yeah, so part of the things the API helps you do is to detect landmarks on the face, like the eye, the cheeks, and then the mouth. So what I did was I detected the eyes, and then I did it programmatically. So I positioned the images relative to the positions of the landmark. So
Okay.
it will work for it will work for any image. Although I've not published the app yet, but I expect it to work for any image. So once I upload an image, there, it detects where the eye is and then puts the eye patch on
And
it.
any images of a face of someone, right?
Yes, of faces of people.
Okay. And then what kind of calls do you have? Like a landmark, get me the left eye or get me the right eye, like this?
So I discovered that each of the landmarks are numbered, have unique numbers. I don't know what those numbers stand for, but I checked it and then I discovered all the faces had unique numbers that were identical. So the left eye was, I think, 4. I'll have to check the article again, but each of the landmarks had unique numbers. So all I did was, if the landmarks type is 4, then put this image there. If the landmarks type is say 5, and then 5 is the cheek, put another image there. So all I did was just detect the landmark type and then put images based on what landmark it was.
Mm-hmm. What are your plans with this project?
Well, like how all my interesting projects start out, I just did this for fun, at least initially, but it might become bigger than this. I don't know yet, but I don't know. I think I'll just keep working with it. I plan to improve it and at least make the code cleaner, follow more practices. As of now, I'm currently doing all the processing on the main thread. I plan to move it to the background thread and all of that. And I honestly don't know what will come out of this, but maybe something more interesting than the Yoruba watch faces.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was how that also started. That also started as an experiment, and before I knew it, it became a full app.
Okay, and so I saw that the source code is available on GitHub, and is that
Yes,
also
it
an
is.
app in the Android store?
No, it's not yet. This was just to show what was possible.
Okay,
It's not on the store yet.
it's a pity. When is it going to be there?
I'll have to do a lot more work before I can go on there. Uh, for now, like I wrote in the article, I didn't follow any best practices. I just wanted to show what was possible, so I'll have to clean up the code, maybe add a couple of more features, because I don't think anybody's just going to download an app that puts an eye patch over their left eye.
Well,
I would
maybe
have
you might be
to.
surprised. I don't know.
Well, and then I noticed a bit of an issue with some of the faces. For faces that were facing the camera directly, my face was, I was the only lady in that picture. I didn't have any issues putting the image on my face because I was looking directly into the camera. But you notice that some people in the picture had their heads bent and the image didn't align perfectly with the left eye. So I would have to go back and see how I can optimize for that, detect faces that are bent, and then try to calculate the positions of the image based on the face. I still have more work to do on that, and then.
So what about uploading, adding some features to the application that where people can give you feedback how well it works, and then you can upload it to the App Store and tell people like, oh, this is for demo and this is for learning it. So don't expect anything, but I need feedback from how it behaves. It works for
On
you.
people's okay. Okay, I think I will consider that.
So
I didn't look at it that way.
So there is a very, I don't know, strange and interesting aspect of this, because when I saw the article and you had this picture with 5 people, I think, and
Yeah.
the landmarks pointed out, and obviously all the people
Yeah.
were black. And the interesting thing is that just a couple of weeks ago I read an article explaining that most of the photo recognition software algorithms work much better for light or white faces than for dark and black.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and it was basically a complaint that the companies probably, I mean, these are all probably US based companies, and then because of the market being primarily light or white people, so they haven't invested enough in the algorithm for black faces.
Well,
Uh,
this is the first time I'm hearing that. Actually,
yeah, it was
I
it was a
expected it to work.
sorry.
I said I expected it to work since they said it will work for all faces. I really wasn't expecting any issues
Yeah,
since
I
a
don't
black
know.
face is a face.
I don't know if this software has the same issues or not, or even if this whole thing is really true. I haven't really researched in it. I just read an article about it like a week or two ago, and well, I was surprised, obviously, a little bit. Maybe not too surprised, because I mean I don't know. These strange things do happen. But I was wondering, first of all, whether you know about it. Apparently, you don't. And would be interested if you have you tried the software on white people as well.
Well, I haven't, but now that you mention it, maybe I'll go back and do that and edit my article. But I wasn't expecting any issues, and I didn't have any real issues with it. It worked as expected.
Mm-hmm.
And the only places where there were challenges was where some of the heads were bent. If you notice the last picture to the right, the head was a bit bent, so the software didn't pick up the right eye and a couple of other landmarks on the face. But that was practically all the challenge I had with it. I'll go look for this article and see what it says.
I'll try to dig it out and send it to you if you don't find it.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
but it's definitely an interesting thing, and I would really would want to know more about it, whether it's improving or maybe or it's a non-issue actually.
Yeah, well, I think it is so far.
Okay, great. What other open source projects have you been doing?
Let's see. Do I have? Well, I'm practically just starting out seriously with open source, and the two you've mentioned have been my biggest so far. But I can definitely say expect more from me.
Okay.
because I'll continue trying out new stuff, and I'll definitely write about it. And if I write about it, then I'll have to push the code to GitHub.
Okay.
So it's practically new to me, but I'll keep pushing out more stuff.
What would you say to with these applications? They are primarily your playground, right? Do you expect people to contribute code or help with any way in your applications, or you just want?
Yeah, some people have already started helping. Someone sent a pull request about 2 days ago
Mhm.
on because I had coded the positions of the eye patch relative to the eye, and someone sent in some contribution to calculate that programmatically, and I accepted it because it worked fine. So anybody that wants to contribute is free. It's free to contribute. If you think you have something that can make the code better, then I'll be waiting for the pull request whenever it comes.
Great, thank you. Before we close this interview, do you have anything else we haven't discussed that you would like to tell the listeners or the people who are watching it, the video?
Yeah, well, maybe watch out for developers from Nigeria. I know we don't hear a lot about us too often, but there are a lot of great guys here doing stuff, and
Yeah, actually,
I guess
I mean, you are, I think, the fourth already from Nigeria I interviewed on the podcast, and they're really interesting things all of you have been telling me. So, yes, I agree.
yeah. So watch
Okay,
out for us.
okay. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you for inviting
Bye
me.
bye.
So
Bye
it's
bye.
nice.